Hey guys, how you doing today? This is D Durrell Life Solutions. So I'm going to go back into the PPP loan sector again and kind of talk about those things. I have a question to ask. It's going to be a short video. You see, in my previous video, the last video that I did that touched upon PPP loans and other SBA loans, I kind of touched on the fact that there are a great deal of people who have applied for this loan with false businesses under false pretenses, and they have obtained 20, 30, 40, $50,000 plus or less. Also in that, there are people who've placed their parent or another loved one who would qualify based on their information, as opposed to putting themselves, because of whatever reasons, in order to receive this capital. I stated, and I'm going to repeat, the PPP loan is the key word, LOAN, loan. It is not a grant. This is not a government entitlement. This is a government, it's not even a government, it's kind of sort of between a benefit and it's kind of like it's between a financial vehicle, a loan, such as an SBA loan, and so forth. It's a government financial instrument slash it's under the guise of certain requirements that are laxed that allow you to be approved for it. It's not difficult to get if you have the right information, even though there are people who complain that these government loans were difficult to get. I found it very easy. But what we're not looking at is that, what are you going to do when it's time to report? What are you going to do when you have to report that as far as the IRS? Because they're going to ask the questions whether or not you received it and where'd the money go. And they're going to read it because you now are going to have to fill out Schedule C's or K1 and have to say whether or not you have a corporation or you're sole proprietor and so forth, or a corporation, LLC or so forth. You're going to have to account for what you were doing. You're going to have to fill out 940, 941s. So how are you going to do that? How are you going to also, for those that have done this, how are you going to pay that money back? Because they're going to ask for that money back. When it is time, like I got an email just the other day, as I talked about, as far as me filling out information for PP loan forgiveness. How are you going to fill that out? How are you going to get that forgiven? You're going to be committing more fraud, just as much fraud to get that loan and more fraud to get it forgiven. And you have to report to the IRS. I want our community to think about that as they engage in thinking they're getting free money. It's not free money. It's not free money. Actually, it is money that has a lot of strings attached to it. It could be deemed as free if you have a business, you report it the accurate amount of losses or the decrease in business functioning. Therefore, if you're doing that accurately, they're going to accurately give you the amount of money that can be forgiven. But if you embellish and basically put numbers in steroids per se, then you're going to have to account for all of that, whether it's from the IRS and from the government itself. As far as the SBA, the SBA department, Small Business Administration. Period. These are facts. Now there are other instruments. I'm saying they have bridge loans. They have the EIDL loans that I talk about, which I may talk about a little bit more. I think I've done an EIDL loan because I've gotten both, and I've utilized those funds appropriately because I needed those funds in order to do certain things for my business. It allowed me to be able to add 2 more programs. It allowed me to keep my clientele. It allowed me to keep my employees working. So just think about what I'm saying. Short video. What are you going to do? Are you going to sign that forgiveness form also and lie again? Are you going to put false information that you're going to, again, have to account for? Not only for the previous year, 2021, also because they're going to look at both years. And also, they will go back, particularly with the EIDL loan, they're going to go back to actually 2019. They look at what you did the previous year in 19. They're going to look at for 20, particularly with the second round. They're looking at the second round of the PPP loan. They're looking at what you did in 20. That's facts. I know because I went through it. You know, I enjoy doing the business aspects of things, and I kind of look at it from the perspective of my own business. But also what I talk about is relative to any type of business, particularly those that are in healthcare and mental health. So with that being said, guys, please leave comments in the comment section. Please subscribe and share. D. Durrell Life Solutions. Hope you have a great day.